Hi guys, it's Dory. I'm back. Today is meal prep. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do. I didn't have a chance to go to the store to get peppers to make the fajita stuff, but I'm gonna get creative and I'm gonna make a bunch of different meal prep things today. I'm doing things standing up more because people want to know. I said that I had about 20 more pounds to lose. Um, so this is me in all my glory. So anyhow, so that is my plan for today. So far I started out the morning. I'm about to watch church online since it is Sunday. And the kids are watching the church, the kids part of it now, and then we'll all watch it as a family. Just got word that my in-laws in North Carolina had a 5.1 earthquake. They're fine, everybody's cool. So I'm just starting my day today, and I just want to let you guys know that if you like videos like this, meal prep, food hauls, I do what I eat in a day, I do my updates, bariatric surgery friendly, keto friendly at times, paleo, low carb for sure. Please like and subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. I love to grow my channel. I love to get out there and help people. Just as I was helped by many of you when I first started almost 4 years ago. So that's it for now. I will be back with what I'm going to prep today. Hey guys, as promised, I'm doing my meal prep. Today is Sunday. I have not been feeling very well today, but I'm going to give it my old college try and get the meal prep done. So the first thing, I am working on probably 5 different things. But the first thing that I'm going to draw your attention to, I'm actually making, it has pork, it's going to have pork belly in it. It has collard greens, garlic, onions, fresh from our garden, and tomatoes. I don't have a name for this. It's just something that my husband and I make together. He loves it. I love it. It's just really delicious. It just takes a lot of different flavors and marries them together, and it's just delicious. So I'm going to take a medium saucepan and I'm going to put it on medium heat, and I'm going to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to the bottom. I went ahead and started cutting up the onions. Like I said, these are onions fresh from our garden, so I'm going to go ahead and cut up a third one because I do have a lot of collard greens that are right here in my sink that we just got finished cleaning. So basically you are just doing a rough chop on these. These will be the first thing to go into the pan. These are going to render down a little bit and give us that great flavor on the bottom of the pan that we will be able to taste later in the collard greens. While that's starting to come to a saute, I'm going to grab a couple of cloves of garlic. I just got this nice little handy dandy paring knife. I didn't have one for years and years, but somebody, my daughter-in-law actually had a Pampered Chef party, so I ordered some knives from her Pampered Chef party. And let's see. The house is nice and quiet for a little bit because my husband took the kids to the park, so that way I can cook and film, and I wouldn't have 4 little ones at my feet telling me that they need this or need that, or they need a Band-Aid, or they need whatever. So I'm actually going to throw the garlic in as well. And as that heats up, what you're going to find out from my meal preps, you guys, is that I am a busy mom. 4 little ones at home. My husband's working full time. It's crazy. We have the COVID thing going on. It's 5 months being stuck in the house, and I'm going crazy. So I take little shortcuts, and I will go ahead and buy pre-packaged, fully cooked options like this pork belly. This pork belly is amazing. It has, for 3 ounces, it has 240 calories, 21 grams of fat, no carbs, and 13 protein. And all it is pork belly, water, and sea salt. And so I will buy this from Trader Joe's and I will have it on hand. It comes like this, wrapped in plastic. It has all the fat on it. I usually fry it in a pan. It gets nice and crispy. It's one of my favorite things that I get at Trader Joe's. And so to make this recipe, I'm going to use this pork belly in it. You can use pork belly that's not fully cooked. You could use bacon, you could use ham, you can use chorizo, you can use basically anything. So I'm just going to give this a chop, cut it into really small pieces. Look at how great that looks. It's like bacon. And so basically I'm just going to chop this up. This will be added to that pot and it's going to cook in with the onions and give it some more of that nice smoky flavor because, you know, we all like that bacon pork smokiness. Let's see. This is really an easy recipe to do. And that's going to sit there for quite some time to let those onions kind of wilt down and everything. So while those are sitting there, I'm going to take my collard greens, which are in this sink. We washed them. We let them sit in the Trader Joe's, fruit and vegetable wash. We filled up the sink. We let it sit in there. Then we rinsed them around and rinsed them each individual leaf off so we would have them nice and clean. And you know, we have our own garden in the backyard and you know, they're prone to bugs, they're prone to little critters trying to eat them on us, so we definitely clean them and make sure that everything's all set. So I'm just going to cut off the stems you discard. You can use them like we do. We put them back into our compost pile. And then I'm just going to cut maybe, they're like 1 inch by 2 inches maybe. So I'm just going to cut across like this, just really a rough chop, and then just go down the middle to make it a little bit smaller. But honestly, these are not going to be added in until right at the end, after everything is cooked. So once that garlic and once the garlic and the onions is cooked, then I can add that in toward the end. And then the onions, the tomatoes, also from our garden, actually, sorry for all that banging. The tomatoes, actually, let me show you guys what they look like. These are also from our garden. So I'm going to chop up some of these after as well, and those will go in at the very end. And so I'm just going to work on getting these cut. I'll let you guys know a couple other things I'm making. I'm in the pot over there. It's not turned on yet, but I'm getting ready to make some taco meat. I like to have taco meat prepped. I like to have it whether it's Tuesday and my kids are having Taco Tuesday, or if it's any other day of the week and I just feel like having a taco bowl. I will take a little bit of meat, maybe 3/4 of a cup, and I'll put it into a bowl, and onto it I will add 1 ounce of shredded cheese. I add a little cup of guacamole. I will add a little bit of sour cream, and that's it. And that satisfies my taste for Mexican on, during a time that I'm not going to a Mexican restaurant, whether it's because of COVID or if it's because of just wanting to eat healthy and reach my goals. So it kind of satisfies my taste. I also have in the other pan on the front, which I'll show you guys as we're going along, but the other pan in front has chicken sausage, and I just really prep my meats, even if they're fully cooked or not, sausage, bacon, things like that. I like to prep ahead of time, only because there are some days, like today was one of those days where I woke up with a really bad headache. And by the time I was breaking my fast, like 10, 11 o'clock, I actually would not have had enough energy and spunk, shall we say, to be able to, you know, take something out of the freezer or the fridge, get out a pan, you know, start sauteing it, waiting till it's done. This way, once I do it and it's already prepped in my refrigerator, basically all I'm doing, guys, is taking it out of the refrigerator and popping it in the microwave. Now, as a mom of 4, I know if you guys even have 1 kid, there are some days that you're kind of like, I don't even know how I'm feeding these kids anymore. Like me, I'm up to month 5 in this cabin fever COVID thing, and we're probably going to do remote schooling starting September 15th. And so, guys, who has time? I don't have time. I am literally going crazy. I'm literally living one moment to one moment, not knowing where on earth I am going to do, you know, where I'm going the next moment, if I'm ever going to have a break, if I'm ever going to be able to just go to the mall or drop kids off at school sometime in the future. But it has been crazy. And so this really is a lifesaver, just to have things prepped that maybe you think are just easier to throw in a pan. But for me, having them prepped, popping open my containers and throwing them in the microwave is far more easier. If I'm looking around for something for the kids, and you know, I do make a menu for my kids every day. I have a option for lunch and an option for dinner, and I make that only because I'll go crazy. Whatever day I'm getting mixed up on days. And so I can remember, okay, let me look at the calendar, see what day it is, what are we having on the agenda today, and I go ahead and make that. So this has, the onions have all now become translucent. So I'm just basically throwing this, I forgot even what you call this, collard greens, that's what they are. So I'm basically just sticking those in there, and those are just going to wilt away. They're just cooking nice and slow. Let me take my cutting board. I'm gonna rinse it off, get rid of all of that. And I'm telling you guys, this is going to be amazing once it's done. So like I said, I have this are the sausages that I've been eating. The stats on these are for 3 of them. There's 1.5 fat, 90 calories, 0 carbs, and 10 grams of protein. And so I have been really watching to make sure that I'm getting the appropriate amount of protein. And so that is in there. And then back here, I have 1 pound of hamburger meat. It's ground beef, and I have that, and I'm actually going to be adding in just a sprinkle of the chili enchilada sauce, and that's really only for the flavoring. So when I'm making tacos for the kids or something to do with Mexican, it will taste Mexican. It will taste like that favorite food of mine. And so basically, that's what I have here. I have the meat. I'm just going to keep stirring this around. I have my sausages. I have the collard greens with the pork belly, the onion, the garlic. I'm going to actually throw on a little bit of the everything but the bagel seasoning, because the sesame seeds actually help to draw some of the flavor out in the onions and the pork belly. And then let me just go ahead while I'm thinking of it, and let me just slice a couple of these delicious, I'll use this knife. Nope. The delicious tomatoes from my garden. They are so good. We have so many tomatoes, we've been giving them away. And so basically I'm just going to cut a bunch of tomatoes, and right at the end I will add these in. Let me grab a better knife. Hang on, y'all. Here we go. This is my favorite knife. Favorite. This thing slices through things like butter. Whether it's tomatoes, watermelon, steak. This one is my favorite knife. So instead of using canned tomatoes, diced tomatoes, which are fine, and I do use those on occasion, I don't have any now. I figured, why don't I just use some of these tomatoes since we have so many of them. It's just a really nice addition to this collard green meal. I don't even know. I wish I had a name for it. Maybe you guys can tell me some name down below. I don't know. Collard greens and I don't know, pork. Some days I feel plain. Some days I can't come up with fun stuff. Other days I can come up with fun stuff. And so yeah, so I'm gonna wait till that all wilts down. But for now, that is actually fine. This hasn't even started up yet. It's not even starting to cook yet. So what I'm gonna do over here, let me see if I can turn you guys over here. All right, let's go over here. On this pan, let me preheat my oven. Okay, I preheated my oven to 300. I am going to spray it down with Trader Joe's, ooh, that's loud, olive oil spread, organic. So basically what I'm going to put on here, let me just shuffle everything down. I am going to make something else very simple. This is just going to be in containers. So when we are going to saute up some vegetables, we are going to have two kinds of meat to go with our vegetables, just as if we are having some fajitas. So we are due to go get our farm share tomorrow. We go every week. We bought into a local farm. Every year we get a farm share. I just absolutely love it. I don't know why. Oh, let's see. So basically, I am going to try to cut open this package is what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to, besides make a huge mess over here, I'm going to take this steak and I'm just going to put these big pieces just in a row on this side. And once they come out, I'm going to cut them up. But for now, I want them to just cook like that so they don't dry out too quick. And let me rinse my scissors off since we're working with whatever it's called. Guys, I'm telling you, my head today. We are working with raw meat. So I'm going to make sure that I stick right here with these packages, and then I have all of my Method and my Clorox and my Lysol wipes and everything right here to go over this counter afterwards, because I am no joke when it comes to cleaning. So for now, I'm actually going to be wiping it up with this sponge, only because this sponge is actually getting thrown away because I just bought new sponges. I love to change my sponge very often. All right, and there we go. Now we don't have to worry about all the salmonella poisoning that is around. All right, let me dry my hands. And so this is going to go into a 300-degree oven. I'm going to sprinkle the chicken. Let me turn you this way again so we can check on the rest. I hope you guys don't mind. I really am trying not to pause you guys too many times. On top of this chicken, I am putting my favorite seasoning, which is adobo, Goya adobo seasoning. That is my absolute favorite. This stuff goes on everything I make. So I'm going to sprinkle both of them with adobo. I'm also going to put a little bit of this everything but the elote seasoning on my chicken. And then one more thing I'm putting on my chicken, and that is going to be paprika. I just love the smoky aroma of paprika. And that is going to go into a 300-degree oven, and I'm going to bake that for probably about 15 minutes, and then I'll turn it over and maybe only bake for another 10. I'm going to see how it goes. Let me go ahead and take my towel, hold on to this top pan. Oh, this looks wonderful. Yeah, this is great. I will definitely not leave you guys in the dark over there. When this is done, I will show you everything. So this is going, and we have my ground beef over here. And that looks great. The sausages are great, but the sausages do look like they need, because they're chicken sausages, they're going to need a little bit of the olive oil spray just to help them out. So basically, let me let you guys know kind of my thoughts on what meals and how many meals are going to come out of this. So the chicken and the steak are going to come out, and they're going to be, the chicken will be shredded, the steak will be cut up into small bits lengthwise. I am going to use this for 2 separate meals. I'm going to make these chicken into chicken tacos and then chicken fajitas. The steak, I'm going to have the steak with broccoli as one meal, and the second meal is going to be steak fajitas on a separate night than the chicken fajitas. This right here is going to be our side dish, or a main dish probably for myself, but I know for my husband, he will have this collard greens as a separate dish. I'm also going to do one other thing to the collard greens right before I put the tomatoes in. I'm going to put a splash of vinegar, white vinegar, into that. It just really helps with the flavor of collard greens. I love collard greens, and I am so excited that my husband taught me how to make them. So I'm going to put a splash of vinegar. I'm going to put the tomatoes on top, and that's basically going to be it. It's going to be delicious. The sausages will be for me for in the morning when I want to have a couple of eggs with maybe 3 sausage links. The sausages also will be if I'm feeling a little snacky and I just feel like having a sausage wrapped in cheese. I'm going to do that. So that will be for that. And then the ground beef is going to be for Taco Tuesday, which is in 2 days. That is actually going to be, I heat up some corn tortillas for my children, and I fry them up a little bit, put them down. For myself, I actually make cheese taco shells, which is so simple. When I tell you this, you have to try it to really believe it. But basically, you take parchment paper and you put about 1 ounce of shredded cheese, pop it in the microwave for 90 seconds, so 1.5 minutes. You take it from there on the parchment paper and you put 2 bottles in between. I usually use like my 2 things, collagen and my base from Perfect Keto, and I put those there and I slip it between like this. It hardens into a cheese shell. No lie, phenomenal. The crunch is amazing. You guys have got to try that. So that's what I'm going to do with the meat, is I'm going to have a Taco Tuesday. We don't eat like a ton of meat, so even 1 pound is fine for the kids and I. My husband, of course, has a different schedule with working than we do, and so he usually opts to eat one of his meals that he will prepare, but it's there in case he wants a little bit as well. And so those are the meals that I'm really going to focus on this week, just to make sure that everything kind of goes without a hitch. What I will do is probably during the week, I'll end up frying up another 1 pound or 2 of ground beef, and that will actually be for spaghetti. I make a spaghetti sauce. Wednesday nights is usually spaghetti night at our house, and so probably Tuesday or Wednesday morning, I will make that meat sauce, and it's normally, it's for my kids to eat the pasta, but I do like to have a little bit of the sauce and the the meat with Parmesan cheese on top, and that totally satisfies my craving for a pasta sort of night. And so I'm gonna finish up over here, pop everything in the oven, and when it's done and completed, guys, I will be back and show you all the amazing food that we made. All right, so I'm back. Everything is done. This is the taco meat for Taco Tuesday. Here is my sausage, my chicken sausage. I have the shredded chicken, and one trick that I use so it doesn't go dry is I put some butter on the bottom and just a pat of butter on the top, so when I'm heating it up, it will help it not to dry out. Here is the, I don't know why I keep forgetting this. It's called, guys, I'm having a big brain fart. But anyways, it is called something. And I'm gonna try it. Let me get a piece that's not so hot. And a nice piece of pork. Okay. Oh yeah, very good. And this steak I'm letting rest. And then I'm also shred this up, and that will be, like I said, for tacos, and then we'll use them for fajitas as well. I'll make like a steak bowl like they do at Chipotle. But yeah, so that is it. That is my meal prep for this week. Next week, I'll see you back here.